Appreciate you guys showing up here for the Doghouse Racing League. This should be a good one here tonight, starting at none other than Daytona International Speedway. I do want to give a shout out there today for Shoney's. Doghouse Cup Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is today's All-American Kitchen. Open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shoney's guests can count on quality, delicious food along with warm, friendly service. Stop by one of our West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar, and don't forget to take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. I don't know if you guys turned in last week here to the Simtrax Broadcasting, where we hosted the Doghouse League there at Kentucky. Big time moves were there. So far, I do want to make a huge shout out for this league. Something I have really never seen before is the level of driving and the etiquette that they have out here. Only 2 cautions in the past 3 races, heading into the 4th now. So far this season, they've run over 280 laps with only 2 cautions. So it's really, really impressive to see how these guys get around each and one of these tracks, especially in 1, in the next gens, 2, they're even holding old school tracks such as the shutdown Chicagoland and Kentucky Speedway, and these are open setups. So big shout out for the Doghouse Racing List. Let's go ahead and take a look at what they've got going on here tonight here at none other than Daytona. 82 degrees in the air, 97 down on the track. A lot cooler than I thought it was going to be. I thought we may be around about that 107 mark, but not so fast. 60 laps we'll be having. 3 sets of tires will be in the pits. That's not including the one on the car. No fast repairs, of course. 60% fuel limit. And, of course, producer and commentary tonight, Patrick, coming to you live here at the Doghouse Racing League. I'm really excited to see what all these guys can do out here. Qualifying should commence here in just a minute or so. But let's talk about last week's winner. Let's see if we can find him out there. I think it was Hunter Simpson here in the 5 Chevrolet. Let's see if we can get a quick peek at that machine out there tonight. Actually broke the winning streak of Johnathan Jennings last week. Jennings had been on a tear, but finally Hunter Simpson was able to get the breakaway and won the race, I think, by about half a second. Jennings was reeling him in, but was unable to keep him in control. I do want to give a little shout out there as well for all you guys joining out there. Next Thursday, these guys are going to be taking off. They're going to be running the Daytona duels and everything else, and they're going to kind of be tuning into that and letting you guys enjoy the racing out there, and they will re-enter racing the following week after that. But right now, big time out there in the points running is Loud Pedal Racing and Elite Southern Motorsports, and you want to talk about insane out there on the track. Let's see if we can go ahead and get a check out at these championship points. Johnathan Jennings in the front with 565. Kevin Powell, his brother, behind by 65 points. Jacob Reeves with 458. And Justin McMahon sitting there at 456. Kevin Thompson rounding out our top 5 at 443. So talk about, you want to see how close these guys are getting. Within, 100 points here with the top 5. And one thing to keep in mind as well, these guys lead a lap, they're going to get 5 points. If they lead the most lap, another 5 points. So some of these guys have just got to get 1 lap led in, and some of them just got to get up there and more commanding, and no better place to do it than at Daytona, where many people out here there have multiple chances to see how well they can fight their way back to the front and give it another shot. But we'll see as qualifying has started now, and let's see if we can go ahead and find out what in the world is going on out there. Alrighty, Jeremiah Stutzman I see is out there on the track right now. Let's see if anybody else is considering giving it a shot. Yeah, real slow for him right now. That's 71. I see him kind of pick up the pace here just a little bit. Got a few people out there rejoining us here for the stream. Glad to see out there. I know Mr. Timmy, glad you came out here. I heard you shared it all with your buddies down there in Louisiana. Appreciate it, man. Glad you rejoining us. I saw you for the Racing Revolution League. Let's go ahead and get it on with the Doghouse Racing League. Kevin Powell is well out there. Stella. We were in the booth together yesterday, and I already see, check out Nick Alves. He's out there as well, so glad to see Nick Alves out there. And it looks like, I think Matthew Robinson might just be getting up to speed here. Let's see if we can get that out there on the track. I would probably guess that, most of these guys out here, it's not going to be that big of a problem qualifying time-wise, I would say. Because it's not really going to matter. We're the super speedway here. These guys can move from 15th up to the top 5 in a matter of 2 to 3 laps. It's really where you want to start here. Some guys you will see not qualify, and others you will, just because of placement. Some guys may feel more comfortable in the back. Let's hang out here for about 45, 50 laps, and in the final 10 to 15, really punch it here and you know, stab it into the winner's circle. But I've seen some that lead the entire race and take the entire race. So we'll see what ends up happening. I will keep an eye out there for Johnathan Jennings in the 91 Ford. This is going to be the guy to watch here tonight. With 2 wins so far here on the season, and Hunter Simpson bringing away the 3rd. It's going to be pretty tight on this one. I'm not quite sure. Kevin Powell, man, fast time out of him. Right now he is flying around the track. Awesome job. Top speed of 189 miles an hour, faster than anybody else out there on the track. That's why he's sitting on the pole. So let's see if he can get any more. His brother Johnathan Jennings, seeing if he can get out there any faster. Yeah, right now, Elite Southern Motorsports is right now holding the top spots now. Continuing the charge. This is pretty dominating right now. Looks like Justin McMahon from Loud Pedal Racing sitting 5th. Christopher Berger from Turn 1 Racing sitting in 10th. Let's see if they can get any more. Right now, Kevin Powell is still holding the top line. Or top on the chart. He was about 20 thousandths of a second slower on his 2nd lap. Johnathan Jennings beat him. God, dog. That's what I was going to say. This will be your guy to watch here. So a couple of these other drivers trying it. There it is. Matthew Robinson. Oh, now on the pole is unseated Jennings. Right now, Turn 1 Racing finally getting their break here. Super Speedway is a great place to get it done. Now watching there from the outside looking in, Nick Alves battling for his life there at Racing Revolution to stay into the championship run. And his fellow teammate here of Matthew Robinson. Check it out. Turn 1 Racing coming alive here tonight. 1 through 5. All 5 drivers here have made it into the top 5 for Turn 1 Racing. You want to talk about a clean sweep. Holy cow. Let's see if anybody else can unseat them here. Jackson Lomax, Christopher Berger, Dustin Renstedel, Matthew Robinson, and Chris Schaefer. Holy cow. This is exactly what this team needed to get their break into this next run. Holy cow. Let's see if Christopher Simon can get something going on out here. Number 35 driver of Shoney's Racing. I believe his teammate Chris Leftwich sitting 22nd. A couple of drivers have not gone out just yet. Eddie Rivers and Jason Miz, but that's going to do it here, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be the end of qualifying. Warm-up now. Now is where the pit party happens. This is where the guys come out and say, all right, that was crazy fast. Right now, everybody's about to get an earful out there saying, hey, man, what's it going to take to figure out how fast you're going? How did you do that? And they're going to give it another shot. So some of these drivers are going to now have their chance to get clumped together, feel each other out, and get a good touch and go. So you're going to see, I almost call this kind of a 5-minute pre-race. And that's going to be how all these guys feel out there on the track. I know Eddie Rivers is going to want to kind of undo what he did. That wasn't a good run. But Matthew Robinson out there in the chat. I see you, Woo. Let's go. No kidding, man. Talk about Turn 1 race and turn it on. You were talking to me earlier in the race. Let's go with plan A. Let's go ahead and stay in the front, pull away. I think right now, the only way these guys are going to beat you out there is teamwork, blocking one, if not both lanes, and getting you on pit strategy. And that's why I would also hint to the viewers out here. This track is going to be big time fuel mileage. So some of these guys who do ride in 4th gear, I would question how long that 4th gear strategy is going to work. Some guys may go ahead and click it up one more gear, put it in the 5th, since this is a next-gen car, and see if they can stretch this thing just, 2 more laps. But with it being such a draft-heavy track, if a single person comes down pit, they're done. You can't recover. You would almost need a caution to collect this back together and get it on out there. So Yeah, this is this is gonna be pretty tight out here. Appreciate you joining us here, Stella, Nick Alves as well, Mr. Timmy, Matt Robinson. Boy, you guys are all there as well. Mike Leftwich, good luck, Simon and Leftwich team Shoney's. Yeah, I know, Mike. I don't see you out here, man. Come on. I know sometimes work gets in the way for some drivers out there. I can't blame them. Definitely a little tough, but I'll tell you what, Turn 1 Racing's got to be ecstatic right now, getting in the top 5. Right now, this will be their chance. If from the outside looking in, this would be a perfect chance to them to block not 1 but 2 lanes and maybe force a 3 wide, but they could control the race right now and have each and every one of them get in the front. Ooh, no. Christopher Simon. That's it. Backup car for you. Yeah, I think Simon Leftwich got into it. No, not the teammates. All right, let's see where Tyler Mollett is out there. See Tyler Mollett, new subscriber to the Centrax Broadcasting. Saw he joined up. Awesome. In the 94 Chevrolet here. Following behind in the SCO Candy, Gary Armijo. He was actually the fastest one during practice. But practice does not count, as qualifying did go get underway, and he didn't. I don't believe he broke into the top 10. I may be wrong. Kevin Powell up on top. See if we can get some of our best times up there, where you guys can see what I got going on. Look at that mix-up. Yuck. I don't know about you, Stella. You see out there in that tower, it never mixes up like that. It always does that on the warm-up, no matter what league I'm in. Come on, SDK. What in the world is going on here? Alrighty. Let's go ahead. Kevin Powell, Hunter Simpson, Jackson Lomax, and David Hulsey. So right now, 1 through 4 was until Steve Gerber and Johnathan Jennings took 4 and 5 there. But this 2.5-mile track is going to be awesome here. Before Daytona, Indianapolis was the only American oval track longer than 1.25 miles. And most racing took place on dirt ovals a mile or less in length. So from the very first Daytona 500, won by Lee Petty, and a 3-way photo finish. Those high banks and so steep that it's hard to walk up, and prove favorable venue for wide open stock car racing. So I don't know if you guys saw from the last hurricane that came through, Daytona between 3 and 4 has almost been chiseled out. The entire bank has almost been eaten out, and now the turn is getting ready to fall off the track, and somebody started gambling should they close the track, like they've been doing to so many others. And the uproar from the crowd was absolutely not. They're going to fix the track, and you want to talk about something insane out there, Stella, is within 48 hours, they sold every single seat to this track. So for the next Daytona 500 coming up, I know we just had the LA Clash, but the next 500 coming up, they sold every single seat. So I mean, if you were trying to get in, good on you, because you got in there just in time. But there is absolutely no way of getting in there now. So as these guys get ready to get gridded up, we'll go ahead and show you all the drivers out there on the track. Looks like Chris Schaefer might be the first one to get down there. There they are. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look at our starting grid for tonight. Jackson Lomax and Christopher Berger here in the front row. These guys are going to be super nervous with how many cars they have behind them for once. Dustin Renstedt and Matthew Robinson in row 2. Chris Schaefer sitting in row 3 on the inside with Johnathan Jennings on the outside. So watch for that 91 machine to make the moves. Jacob Reeves sitting 7th with Kevin Powell in the 8th. Row 5. Jeremiah Stutzman 9th with Hunter Simpson 10th. Kevin Thompson will be 11th. Tyler Mollett rounding out the last of your row 6 here in the 94 machine. Justin McMahon sitting 13th with Steve Gerber will be in the 14th position. The admin, wonderful man, Daniel Wilkerson sitting 15th with Gary Armijo in the 16th position on the outside. David Hulsey, 17. Ricky Williams, 18th position. Now we move to row 10 here with Nick Schell and Michael Samia. So we'll see how these guys do starting that far back. But like I said, no matter where they are, they'll have a chance. Jeremy Cootie sitting 21st with Michael Dow 22nd. Chris Leftwich 23rd with Christopher Simon into the 24th position. And rounding out the very end of the field, Jason Miz in the number 7, starting 25th, and Eddie Rivers did not qualify. He will be starting in the very final spot here in the back. Now it's going to round it out for the final drivers in this field. And right now, I think some of these guys got to be pretty ecstatic of where they started here tonight. And right now, I got to admit, just from the outside looking in, I've seen some of Turn 1 racing in other leagues, and right now, I've never seen a start better than this. Everybody in the red, white, and blue in the front row. Looks like, I believe that is Smyrna concrete mix, I believe. On the side, it looks like I got Dustin Renstead on the Matthew Robinson out here. Now, I think they're in the Simtrax machines here tonight. Boy, talk about getting lucky. Let's see if we can get a little closer shot. There they are. SRM Concrete, Dustin Renstedel, and Matthew Robinson. And we've got Chris Schaefer sitting next to Johnathan Jennings there on the outside. I think Chris Schaefer's running an Inferno paint scheme out there. Looking pretty good here so far. Yeah, no kidding. Talk about the birth of NASCAR starting at Daytona in the sand. Tell you what, Stella, you were talking about it all the way. Jackson Lomax, yee. Oh, and Justin McMahon flipped the coin. That's how he's racing tonight. Well, pace car is off, and racing will get started here in just a moment. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I am excited to see green flag racing here at Daytona. I hate it when it's under caution, but let's go ahead and get with my favorite color as Jackson Lomax takes the lead here on the first green flag here of the night. Hopefully the only green flag to get going here. These guys will be too wide, I expect, for at least 10 to 12 laps until somebody makes a mistake. Ooh, a little blinking back there somewhere in that Kevin Powell Stutzman area. That didn't look good. Got to start being pretty careful back there. I don't know who's blinking, but that is going to be very difficult. These guys racing within a matter of inches out here. They're going to have to squeeze it through. Outside line starting to pick up a little more pace. Matthew Robinson gathers the lead. He's going to see if he can lead the first lap here, but he's got a long way to go here into this race. Man, oh man, here we go. Berger on the bottom, now regaining the lead back. Trying to see if he can get a little more push from the 96 machine of Jackson Lomax. Robinson, oh man. He's going to get him 5 points there for leading that lap. But Johnathan Jennings on the inside, and that is not what Turn 1 Racing wanted here. They may be lined up, but guess who's lined up on the outside? Right now, Elite Southern Motorsports is now collected here. The 91 and the 93, the two brothers, and watch them push. Here they come. Johnathan Jennings on the outside. 93 is going to tuck. Number 1 and Matthew Robinson, I would probably say you want to stay there, but you might want to block that outside lane because these two are going to start working together. Who's going to win this one here? Is it going to be the teacher or the student? We'll see as they get to the line. Moving a little to the outside here. Right now, Jennings has got the lead. He's going to take to lap 2, 5 points for him. And knowing Johnathan Jennings, he's going to definitely stretch his legs here and start putting on the distance. The number 5, Hunter Simpson, following along. That'll be 3 drivers from Elite Southern Motorsports getting the breakaway. See if they can get somebody to follow behind him here. I think Tyler Mollett there in the 94. He's going to try to follow along. Tyler Mollett from Loud Pedal Racing. Wait for them to break low. Yeah, I was going to say, if the 91 drops, 8 may follow when they're going to continue this run. There we go. Yeah, this is going to create an aerodynamic bubble for the 22. Watch the 22 start picking up some speed and see if we can get that outside line moving again. Little blinking here for Hunter Simpson. He is all over the place right now, having trouble getting track of him. Right now, Hunter Simpson's got to be very, very careful right now, and if he may blink out of this race. Do have to admit here from the outside looking in, you don't get that from real racing. Could you imagine somebody out there blinking? Oh, man. All right, Matthew Robinson gets a huge run here. You see that shot to the back of Steve Gerber. And now they're going to see if they can push Tyler Mollett to the lead. Tyler's going to be looking for that extra 5 points there. Very dangerous to bump here on the turns, but Steve Gerber's feeling pretty confident in the 91's driving ability to hold that car. Low side trying to see if they can get a little more run here. Not enough. It looks like Johnathan Jennings is going to lead another lap as we start lap 5. Yeah, talk about exciting out there. Stella, all the Simtrax cars here in the top 10, looking pretty good. I will say, we got a couple of drivers actually marching their way on back. Dustin Renstedt has lost 9 positions here so far, back down to 12th. And it's kind of just getting a little worse. Chris Schaefer down to 14th. So as a driver out there, I would have to question. Inside line is kind of failing here a little bit, and I wonder if some of these guys should rotate and move to the outside. Don't know just quite just yet. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a different angle from where these guys are coming through. Tyler Mollett has a commanding lead now. The 8 of Steve Gerber really pushing. Matthew Robinson has got to keep up. See if we can take a little ride along here with Matthew Robinson. Looks like no doubt here, 5th gear for him. He's going to want to stretch this one to the end. As far as they get going, now let's see what's going on different for the leader of the outside row here, Johnathan Jennings. 4th gear. And notice he's almost redlining out there. Wow. All right, well, right now I can't say that his strategy hasn't worked all year, but I don't know here at a super speedway if I would recommend staying in 4th. Inside line is all of a sudden woken up here. Here they come again. Mollett in 1st, Steve Gerber 2nd, Matthew Robinson 3rd, Christopher Berger 4th, Jackson Lomax into 5th. Then that's where we get side by side with the inside line of Dustin Renstedt and Chris Schaefer here. Looks like everybody's kind of figured it out here. Know what kind of distance they need from one another and get pushing back to the front. 18 machine to Dustin Renstedt might be peeking here toward the inside. But the 44 machine, look at Mike Samia here. He is off the track underneath. Can't make any moves right now. Chris Schaefer's got to be having his fist out the window there on that one. Kind of almost squeezing a 3 wide. Heading into turn 3. Now, I would say Mike Samia cannot make a pass below that yellow line, but he can definitely challenge. So the 23 of Chris Schaefer had to change his line big time for that one to figure out another way to get lined up for his turn. Wow. Yeah, good job there by Chris Schaefer sitting 9th position in the 23 Chevrolet now. Rotating back up front, Tyler Mollett and Steve Gerber still getting it done up here so far. Matthew Robinson sitting 3rd, but look how close they are. That's exactly what you want to see, and kind of, some people do complain, saying when the 3rd or the 4th car start pushing, they say it starts getting the second guy loose. And I would say if everybody's prepared for it, it works perfectly. And now Dustin Renstedt looks like he slid to the outside here. There he goes. Yeah, Dustin Renstedt and Matthew Robinson outside line, and has now jammed the rest of the field. Turn 1 Racing looking to get back into the front line. Heading into turn 1. Looks like a little contact with the wall back here. Maybe 93 of Kevin Power or Hunter Simpson. One of these two guys look like they may have nudged that wall there a little bit, carrying just a little too much speed through 1 and 2. So far, so good out of all these drivers here. No caution yet. I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing in super speedway racing. Some guys just bang their head off the dash. You know, you're not quite sure what to do. You got to get jammed up. You got nowhere to go, and some guys it's just too much. You get too much pent-up energy, and you want to kind of move around, but you can't. You got to work with the guy in front of you, and if he's not going to move, how do you make him move? A lot of drivers kind of tussling along with that. Taking a ride along here with Jackson Lomax here in the front. Jackson Lomax was up 3 positions, now down to 4th, chasing Christopher Berger, his teammate. Right now, Chevy, Ford, Toyota, 1, 2, and 3. As we come down the backstretch here, and everything looking good here so far. Say, all right, getting 25 miles into this one. No cars with some serious damage out there, but that is A-okay. If I were a race team out there, I'd take it. All right, now biggest mover of the race is Mike Samia. He's up 15 positions. One who's lost the most, unfortunately, is Dustin Renstedt, who's fallen all the way down to 18th. Now, we did see him in that outside line, but then the outside line just kind of fell apart. Looks like they got a lot of work to do here. Rotating farther back. Nick Schell's lost some about 4 positions here, down to 23rd. Ricky Williams has lost 7 down here to 25th. But I would say, hanging out here toward the back, some of these guys actually may be doing this on purpose. Some of these guys will sit back, let the race come to them, let the first big one happen, wipe out the entire field, and then they'll start reeling in the rest of them. But taking a look here, Jeremiah Stutzman. Stutzman on the bottom. I think McMahon sitting in the 20 machine up top. So far, so good. 3 wide condition may have happened up front, and Gary Armijo way back. Lost a lot of time on that one. Yeah, no troubles here so far. We are getting the pushing and bumping and shoving now. New leader is Kevin Thompson in the 21 machine, pushed by none other than Johnathan Jennings here. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, and you just kind of see how it's going back and forth of how these guys are trying to get their way back up there. 21 of Kevin Thompson, at least somebody from Twisted Axle Racing. I know Andrew St. Cour is out this race, didn't show. I think he was a starting park tonight. So the only driver for Twisted Axle Racing is going to get 5 points for his team and his driving points here tonight for leading that lap. Definitely something looking good here so far. The Fords are prevailing, 1 and 2. Kevin Powell in his Toyota working here. Matthew Robinson has been. I saw him earlier during practice working with Jacob Reeves in the 3. But Jacob Reeves may just go ahead and stick with his teammates here. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Jacob Reeves does not have a team just yet, but he's trying to find one. Oh boy. We got a caution here. I don't know if something happened back here around the Nick Shell area. Uh-oh, there we go. Couple drivers around. Gary Armijo is around. Michael Samia is around. Ricky Williams is around. Looks like Michael Dow has gotten out of it. Talk about that. Have a caution. Remember, there are no faster pairs in this league, so this is going to be it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for some of these drivers, but let's see if we can roll it on back and figure out what happened here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let's take a look at it from the top side here. This is kind of a compound issue, just kind of looking at it from a different angle. At the very bottom of your screen, it looks like Matthew Robinson and Chris Schaefer get bound up here. I think that's Johnathan Jennings in the 91, but it starts an accordion effect all the way to the back. You see the 91 kind of pop out here just a little bit. Starts back. You see him rolling back. 96 check up. Boom. 44 gets popped, sends his way back up the track and catches a couple of the other cars here. Looks like McMahon gets popped here. Dustin Renstedel, man, just barely misses it there. 22, yeah, just kind of drove toward him, thought he was going to be out of his way, but no dice. Yeah, and the 15 machine, Eddie Rivers, still following along with him here as he's fighting his way through the rest of the field. See if we can roll it back here just a little bit and see if we can take a peek from Eddie Rivers' position, see what he sees happening. Because this happens for just a little bit here. All right, let's take a ride with him full speed and see what he sees here. Awesome job. Just barely missed it there. He got it under control. He got it under control. All right, coming back live. Pit stops happened. Been kind of silly not to. Seeing this at least a controlled caution. Some guys may or may not have thought about getting tires. We'll talk a little bit about that here in just a moment. I think everybody's getting back out onto the track. Pace car lights should be off. We're getting caught back up. Double stacking, they're going to go. Matthew Robinson, Tyler Mollett, Jackson Lomax. No tires for them. Nick Schell, no tires. Some of these other guys still down pit. Jeremiah Stutzman, he's working his way down pit. I believe Jason Miz is working his way on out of pit. Ricky Williams, Mike Samia, and Jeremy Cootie. I think Cootie might actually be out of this one. I'm not showing any speed or time down pits, so he may be out. I want to see Gary Armijo in the number 22. I want to know if he has any damage. Let's see if we can get that drone out there. Yeah, he's got some damage to the right front of his machine here tonight. So Gary Armijo started 16th, down to 20th now. So he's going to have a hard charge here to fight his way back to the front. And yeah, I just don't know. He's got a long way to go. Let's rotate our way back up to the front where the guys are double stacking here. Matthew Robinson getting his chance here. Man, after the racing like this, that is now 3 cautions in 4 races, so not too bad. Not too bad. I've seen where it's been 11 or 12 cautions in 50 laps. Definitely seen some crazier ones than that. Let's go ahead and get this one underway. Matthew Robinson in the 1 Chevrolet Simtrax broadcasting car, and Tyler Mollett in the 94 Chevrolet Skull Candy machine. Here we go. Back under green, Matthew Robinson, Jackson Lomax. There's turn 1 racing, gets a huge jump here. Right now that works out for the inside lane. Outside will form up eventually. But as the separation comes, they're going to realize no draft help, and that's going to be a problem. Number 21 and Kevin Thompson trying to catch back up here. Michael Bennett, there we go, saying let's go Lomax in the nice way. All right. Looks like Matthew Robinson going up to give a quick block here to Kevin Thompson. Good job. You want to talk about looking out that mirror? He is. Holy cow, Kevin Thompson trying to floss around him here to see if he can get out front. No can do as they come around 3 and 4 here. Here they come. Yeah, so far so good. Matthew Robinson had the lead here at the moment, but what I'd say about that outside line. Picking up the pace they are. Here they come. Dustin Renstedel, after we saw him drop down about that 16th, 18th position, he's the league fought himself back up to 7th here. Right now, inside line trying to get something. Matthew Robinson trying to block the lane, but it's not going to happen. Outside lane just too strong right now. Around they go. All these guys here in the front charging forward have fresh tires, except Tyler Mollett sitting there in 2nd place. Everybody else has gotten tires. Yeah, one thing I would not want to sacrifice is not getting tires, especially under a scheduled caution. If this went green all the way, I would expect about every driver to fuel and go. But if you've got the time, you've got the time. There's no sense in losing position. So Kevin Thompson, Tyler Mollett, and Johnathan Jennings, 1, 2, and 3 right now for our points leader here in the Next Gen Cup Series. Sitting 3rd. He's got to be feeling pretty confident again about another great night here in the Muscle Milk Ford. Rotating back is brother Kevin in the 93. Matthew Robinson now 5th. Not too bad so far. Jacob Reeves started 7th in 7th. And let's talk about who was just in 7th. Dustin Renstedel is now falling down to 11th. But that outside line got a huge run, so I can't say anything too bad about that. Jackson Lomax now in 7th as Jacob Reeves slides to the outside. Reeves is now going to lead the outside line. Try to stay with these guys here. Number 35 machine of Christopher Simon here on the outside. Keeping the moving going. Keeping the moving going. 35 Christopher Simon for Shoney's Racing. Out there in front of the number 8 machine. Now Number 8 of Steve Gerber, free agent out there. Looks like Johnathan Jennings drops out to the outside. Kevin Thompson sees it. He knows better. Last thing you want to do is get Johnathan Jennings out there in front of you. That is going to be a definite push. You know, a couple other drivers considering looking into the Doghouse Racing League. You guys, if you're unsure where to go, no other place, go to simtracksbroadcasting.com. I've even got the link there. You guys can head over to the Doghouse Racing League, get signed up, and pick a number out and get your get out here. I don't think strength of field really matters as much. I've got guys between 4,000 and all the way down to $599 out here, but hey, not too bad as the $599 is still within inside the top 10. Alrighty, here we go. Thompson, Jennings, Reeves. Reeves went to that outside line and he noticed it worked. But now Christopher Simon's going to bail on him here. Simon's going to march back if he can't get help, but he does. Steve Gerber drops to the inside as well. So the number 8 Budweiser car hoping to see if this inside line can work. It creates a void on the outside. The lack of airflow to the front end of some of these cars is going to allow them to start picking up speed. Here they come. Jason Miz getting the highest position of his race so far, now 6th. The number 7 Chevrolet, Jason Miz on the outside behind the 57 of David Halsey. Good to see Halsey up here. Halsey's moved up 13 positions so far. Nice to see people outside the top 10 breaking into the top 5. That's got to be feeling pretty confident for some of these guys. There it is. There's the move. Johnathan Jennings breaks away here, and Jacob Reeves is following along. And that is going to watch Kevin Thompson here. Watch what happens with no help. From the lead, 8th, 9th, down to 10th. He's still going. Right now, Matthew Robinson on the inside, continuing to go back. Jackson Lomax gets through him now. Christopher Schaefer closing the gap so he can't move down to the bottom. So now, from the lead, Kevin Thompson will now drop down to 12th, battling for that 11th position, and now they're going to kick out another one. Christopher Simon on the way back. Christopher Simon going to be seeing if he can fight his way forward. Let's see if the 21 can help push. Outside line could form again and try to get more going, but I think the anchor here is actually, I think, back here in the back where Dustin Renstedel is sitting 15th. Right now, Renstedel's sitting back a good way as we're almost to the halfway point of this race. Johnathan Jennings looking to see if he can get another 5 points. He's already led a lap here. Well, a few laps, but he's going to see if he can lead the most. With as many lead changes as we've had so far, it's possible for him to lead the most. Outside line starting to form up again. Looks like the 35 machine of Christopher Simon, who's starting 7th now. He's going to see if he can make a run. It's like Kevin Powell and his Toyota, seeing if he can get a little something going here. There's the shot from the 21, trying to get him to pick up speed. I got to admit, checking from this angle here, let's see if we can get a little from the top. You do see him kind of squeeze down toward the bottom line. Can't blame him at all. But we've got lap traffic here. Oh, we got lap traffic. Inside line, here it comes. Where do they go? Inside line sticks. Now, here we go. I'm trying to see the squeeze. 3 wide as we come across the start-finish line. So close. Man, good communication here. And I've seen some guys where they just run up the back end of that car and guys get turned around. Holy cow, 36 here. Look out. Christopher Berger almost loses grip of the wheel. Slides up the track and gives Daytona a little facelift here heading into turn 1. Not looking good here so far for Christopher Berger. He's going to end up with a little bit of optional damage repair heading down into pit. That's not what you want, especially if it's going to be a green flag stop. But seeing some of these cars getting a little looser than others, I will say Christopher Berger did have an 11-second pit stop, so he may have taken just right side tires. May try to see if he can tighten up that race car there a little bit. Looking back here in the back, starting with Chris Leftwich from Shoney's Racing, sitting in the 18th position. And then moving on back, Justin McMahon, Jeremiah Stutzman, Eddie Rivers, Daniel Wilkerson, and Gary Armijo, I think, has been off the radar here, way in the back. We did say he had some damage there to the right front of his machine, but he's about, if I'm not mistaken, about 22 seconds back is what I'm showing here. So he's a good chunk back. Let's rotate up front because I want to know if that outside line's doing anything. Jason Miz is out to the outside in front of Christopher Simon in the 35 Toyota. No can do so far as everybody's staying all together here. Right now we are side by side from 5th on back to about about the 13th, 12th, 13th position. I got about 10 cars side by side here. Very, very close. Seven to Jason Miz, trying to get a little more speed here, but not really getting a whole lot of help. Jason Miz had a less than a 5-second pit stop time heading down pit. Now, I would say he did come down twice. So he came down on the second yellow flag. Oh, well, the first yellow flag, the second lap to get another splash of fuel. So he's going to actually have a little bit more fuel than everybody else. We're coming back up on some more lap traffic. Mike Samia here on the outside. Oh, man. Gosh. Oh, come on, producer. Look at Mike Samia. There you go. There we go. Number 44 Chevrolet gets through unscathed. And the battle continues here. And right now, Jason Miz isn't able to make any kind of headway here. I would probably question if the outside line has got any speed to it. And the person they got to be looking at is Kevin Thompson. Kevin Thompson right now is the anchor here. He's got to start giving that 35 a shove to get the 7 moving. Right now, I know a couple of these drivers, when they're side by side, the more mistakes get made. So they want to get definitely move, get pushed out front here and see if they can give it a shot. But no can do here so far as everybody's still side by side heading into turn 3. Sean Thompson out there in the chat say, go get him, Bill. Kevin Thompson. Oh, man. We'll see now. Get him moving around. We saw him clip the wall earlier. Christopher Berger in the 13th position, the 36 machine in the Toyota. Here on the inside, he is Turner and Racing's kind of clumped back together here. Some of them juggling outside the top 10. Right now, Matthew Robinson sitting 10th. Renstead on Lomax 12, 13. Berger is 14th. And Christopher Schaefer 15th. So all these guys have been shuffled out of the top 10. I wouldn't count them out here just yet. I know they may get a wind-up here and try again. Let's see if they can get pushed back to the front. Jason Miz now into 5th, so he's getting a little work here on the outside, but not much. It kind of seems like a stalemate here as we reach the halfway point of this race. On behalf of Simtrax Broadcast and the Doghouse Racing League, we appreciate all you guys showing up here tonight. Watch some awesome racing. Looks like Gary Armijo is off the track, down into the grass. I think he was probably trying to get out of the way here. Getting back up to speed. Would say, I know you're a little bit off, but it kind of takes a lot of respect to go ahead and duck off the track and let everybody go by here. I know I want to catch back up and try to catch the tail end of the draft and see if I can get caught back up. Or at least, still have a competitive night. But Gary Armijo, with that damage he ended up suffering earlier in the race, is going to end up checking him out here. Not too good. For his race here tonight, looking at the points. Right now, Gary Armijo is sitting 19th in points. I think you need one more point to pass the guy ahead of him. Tyler Millette, and Tyler Millette doing much better here tonight, sitting 5th, right there in that 94 machine. I would say from this angle, the side of his car says 94, but the top looks like a 91. Huh. All right. Oh, Skull Candy Machine still sitting 5th here. Johnathan Jennings still leading some laps, and I would wonder how at this point Johnathan Jennings in the lead is still in the lead. Nobody's really challenging him right now. Right now, if I am not mistaken, taking a look at the Doghouse Racing League and what they've got going on, Johnathan Jennings is the champion for the Tuesday Night Truck Series. May or may not be right on that. I'm fairly certain I read that he is the champion for the Tuesday Night Truck Series, and right now his charge going on to tonight. This is looking pretty good for him continuing Thursday night next gen championship series. So I can't see why it wouldn't be possible here. looking, he was in front of Justin McMahon by about 27 points. I think he missed 2 starts. He won 6 races. Good Lord. A lot of big-time driving here by Johnathan Jennings. He knows exactly what he needs to do to keep on the track here tonight. Especially in good position. Starting to get a good bit of separation here from some of the drivers. Christopher Berger off 2 seconds off pace. Starting at 13th position. Now almost 3 seconds. I don't know if something's happening back here, but they have broken away. And they are now left way, way behind here. Christopher Berger, Destin Renstow, Christopher Schaefer even farther back. They've just become disconnected from the rest of the field. Right now, so close. Let's kind of rotate back up front. I think it's starting to heat up again. Looks like outside line is starting to wake up. A couple of drivers have fallen off, maybe trying to either some overheat issues, or they may have to drop down pit road here just a little bit. Looking at it from a different angle here. 35 machine of Christopher Simon still here in the front. Jeremiah Stutzman. Stutzman down to 17th. I know he's back here in this pile. Trying to see if he can get his race going here. Right now he's lost 8 positions. He wasn't originally in the top 10. Now down to 17th. 71 machine got a lot more work to do. Let's rotate back up front where Christopher Simon gets way loose here. Looks like he got a shot there by Kevin Thompson. Man, yeah, talk about something here. They're having a kind of a wiggle in here, trying to figure out where they can get going. Simon for Shoney's Racing here in the front. Now turn 1 racing of Matthew Robinson gets behind him, as I think Kevin Thompson kind of gave up on that outside line. So far it's not working at all. The only 2 out there are Christopher Simon and Matthew Robinson. It look like the 21 great clips of Kevin Thompson has gone toward the inside. And I wonder at this point if any of these guys can stretch the fuel to the end. Seeing that they pit back on lap 14. Jason Miz is the only one who pit on 15. To get an extra shot of fuel. Also, Jeremiah Stutzman came down 15. There we go. There's the move that Matthew Robinson needed to make. Now he may be able to get caught back up or not fall out of the top 10 here. Outside line is only out there with Christopher Simon. So they may try it again. I think one of that should be, that might have been Mike Samia there on the bottom. So inside line still going here so far. Seeing how many lead changes, I think Johnathan Jennings may have gone ahead and secured himself most laps led here in this race. Looking good here so far. Glad to see how many of you guys out there in the chat. Michael Bennett out here as well. So glad to see you and Nick Owls from the Racing Revolution out here to join me here tonight. Figure you guys had enough of me yesterday. Some of you guys were at Talladega. The big one was there not once, but I believe twice. Got a few drivers wiped out in that one. Only 3 drivers really caught up in one here tonight. But that is going to talk about getting caught up. I'm getting caught up in my monologue here as we got pace, pit lane heating up. Really, I don't see a couple drivers who did not come in. Jason Miz and Christopher Simon. These 2 have got to get caught back up to each other. They're going to get way, way separated here. Let's take a look back at pit lane. Interesting enough to see here in pit lane who starts where. Taking a look at Matthew Robinson, who's right here in the front. Definitely good shot here so far. If you question why some of these guys are in pit lane in the place that they are, it is where they qualified. So turn 1 racing will have all their All their pit boxes here right in the front. So they're going to be the first ones to get off pit lane, but not before a good bunch of the other drivers don't. Jackson Lomax got tires. Matthew Robinson got tires. Kevin Thompson looks like he got some tires, but a lot of these other guys didn't. Johnathan Jennings looks like he may have taken rights. Jacob Reeves, Kevin Powell, fuel and goes. So this may or may not be the make or break of the race of how these pit stops happen. Christopher Simon and Jason Miz are in their pit stalls now, putting Jeremiah Stutzman, the last man who pit on lap 15, out there to see if he can squeeze one lead lap here. This will put Johnathan Jennings back into the lead. Sitting second when Stutzman comes down pit will be Jacob Reeves here, and Kevin Powell, who's sitting sixth, will put him third. Right now, from Kevin Powell all the way back to Kevin Thompson is at least 2.5 seconds. A couple of drivers trying to figure out what they're going to do here. Like I said, I probably would not have taken tires on the green flag just because of the amount of separation out here on the track. A lot of guys are going to be trying to scratch their heads here to figure out how they're going to pick up any more speed. It is possible. I would say it is possible for the drivers here in this clump to catch up to the front. But if they don't get their act together, they're going to be in a boatload of trouble here. So Jeremiah Stutzman got his lead lap. He's heading down pit now. He's going to get 5 bonus points, putting Johnathan Jennings back into the lead. Right now to the back 9 where Robinson is. Robinson off now to almost 2.5 seconds. And they've got Hunter Simpson back here as well in the 5 Chevrolet. So if these guys can all get clumped together in a solid line here, they may be able to pick up some speed and get caught back up. Now, I would say probably some of these guys who do have tires, I might have them lead here. Matthew Robinson got tires. David Halsey in the 57 got tires. So some of these guys got tires, some didn't, and that may be their key to getting caught back up. But they've only got 19 laps to get it done. 2 seconds is not forever to make up here. Let's take a look out the hood of Hunter Simpson here. That's the clutch of 3 they need to get. Already shaving down time. Watch that ticker off to the side. Oh, we got a little blinking here. See if Hunter Simpson can get caught up to Kevin Powell here. Got our battle box down here at the bottom, so you can definitely see him reeling him in here. Very, very close, and you definitely see that's exactly what you want. Guys with tires, guys with the right amount of time, and this line. And, you know, to 1 or 2 drivers, maybe 3 will work. You got 4 or 5. These guys are about to be the train. Best thing they can do is slide to the outside, and I hope they do. Here they come. Looks like Kevin Thompson knows exactly what to do. He's been in this situation before. High line for him as he ducks on out. Does he have enough help? No, he does not. Looks like Gerber's not going to do it here. Oof. 7 of Jason Miz gives a quick shot there to the outside of the 21 of Kevin Thompson. Gives him a huge push. Good job by Kevin Thompson to hold on there. Great job. Get a little closer to the action here. Rotating back out there into the chat. Michael Bennett, believe it or not, we actually mean what you say when we say thank you at the end of the races. Hey, man, I don't know. I know some people are like, hey, man, thanks for the broadcast. I mean, but no one ever goes back and watches them. But I appreciate when you guys do. Hey, we'll get critiquing you guys. Tell me what you like, what you don't like, and definitely tell me what you like about this race. Right now, what I'm liking, Kevin Thompson breaking back into the lead here, and is going to watch Johnathan Jennings behind him turn a little bit smaller. As Jason Miz is pushing with Matthew Robinson behind him. Matthew Robinson, who was originally on the pole, got knocked slightly off. Started 4th. Here he comes. Outside line, got to make a decision here pretty quick. Right now, Matthew Robinson's got to give a little bit of a shove here to the 7 of Miz. Let Thompson, they may be able to fall into the inside. There we go. Now watch Matthew Robinson take advantage here. He may drop to the inside here and get in front of Johnathan Jennings. There we go. Yeah. Man, you like how it works here. You almost call the plays. Everybody just kind of see everybody get everything A-OK and working good. Michael Bennett out there saying, you know, oh man, at least 10 of you guys watch the broadcast the next day. I'm so glad. I know I can tell by the views that you guys really tune into this. And you like to see your boy Robinson making a push. Performance Motorsports taking an early showing. No kidding. I know. I told you he was a good racer when I got him in there. So I know a couple of you guys have been kind of eyeballing him. Definitely getting Matthew Robinson out there on the chart. He has been kind of behind the 8 ball a couple of times, but right now, biggest leader for Turn 1 racing here is Matthew Robinson. He's been the most consistent out of that bunch. Matthew Robinson now in the top 3 position. Still got a ways to go here. 15 laps to go to be exact. 14 when we get to the line. Matthew Robinson sitting 17th in points. Dustin Renstedel sitting 10th. Ooh. But to the outside there, Christopher Berger having a little bit of trouble here tonight. We saw it when he popped the wall. I don't know if he's still dealing with some damage. Right now it's going to be the job of Matthew Robinson to keep Johnathan Jennings and Jacob Reeves from getting a run here. 91 may sit back for fuel savings. Now a good chunk of cars all together, rotating back here to the final, actually to 10th position. We're back here with Justin McMahon, Jackson Lomax, Chris Schaefer, and Daniel Wilkerson. These guys are 18.5 seconds off pace. So something happened, especially down pit road. These guys ended up way, way off pace here. And I think I would question out there, I don't know about you, Stellar, or Michael, maybe even Nick. You know, when you guys are teammates, I wonder when these guys, qualify in the top 5, how they got separated. I mean, they got blown apart. They got, they got guys, and we got 1 lap down. We got somebody just barely above there, 18th with Dustin Renstedel. We got Jackson Lomax, Christopher Schaefer here, 11 and 12, Matthew Robinson all the way up in 3rd. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but hey, things happen. Yellow flags happen. Different pit strategies happen, and that's gonna. We're going to get it going here. Nick Alves says it's going to get spicy here in the next few laps. I think so. Right now, this is going to look a lot like what you're going to see at Super Speedway Series. And this is exactly what you see. The 91 of Johnathan Jennings is sitting back on purpose, and I guarantee I know why. I think that's from Talladega Night saying a slingshot engaged. So he's getting ready to lock Matthew Robinson in here. He'll get the run. Jacob Reeves will give him a shove. And Jennings, Reeves, and Powell may go ahead and try to gun him down here. Don't want to count on Hunter Simpson there in the number 5 machine. It's going to get pretty close here. We're going to be 11 laps to go here at the line. Right now, Kevin Thompson trying to make a bid here for most laps led. He's trying. I think he'd have to lead just about every lap of the remainder of this race to get it. Jennings falling off a little bit here. Right now, Miz still 1, 2, and 3. Single file as they come down the backstretch here. All right, well, while we think about it, let's go ahead and head to commercial before we get these guys crunched down, and we'll be right back. The Doghouse Cup Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is today's all-American kitchen, open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shoney's guests can count on quality, delicious food along with warm, friendly service. Stop by one of West Virginia's locations and try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar, and don't forget to take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Appreciate you guys hanging out for that, and we are back. Kevin Thompson, Ms. Robinson. Nothing changed here in the top 3 so far, but check out Jacob Reeves kind of taking a peek, getting a little fresh air here. Not kind of breaking the line here just a little bit, may be planned, but I would question some of it. It looks like everything's kind of calmed down out here on the track. No one really pressing for position, just trying to see if they can make up a little bit more. I would also take a look at it. Jackson Lomax here in the 96 Toyota, taking a peek around Justin McMahon sitting 10th. I don't know if he's going to, make a move with Chris Schaefer here to see if they can break out in front. They, to me, unless there's a caution, there's no way of them catching up. We originally looked back 18 seconds. They're now 22 and a half. So they are not picking up any more pace here up to the front. But let's continue on back to working our way back where Christopher Simon, we saw him getting up there. It looked like he tried to lead a lap, sitting 15th. Eddie Rivers down to 16th. Dustin Renstedel 17th, and Tyler Mollett into the 18th position. Nick Schell. I believe you guys see Nick Schell actually on CNC on Tuesday nights. Let's see if we can get this charge back forward. Michael Bennett out there in the chat. DM me, bud. You know where I'm at. We'll talk about it. And drivers laps down. So far, I'm showing Jeremy Cootie, Gary Armijo, Michael Samia, Ricky Williams, Nick Schell, Christopher Berger. These guys are all laps down, unfortunately. Alrighty. 8 laps to go, 7 at the line. We'll see if any kind of time starts crunching down here. Right now, still in the front, Thompson, Miz, and Robinson. Robinson going to try to see if he can find a line here. Nothing doing yet so far. We'll watch Jennings here and see if he kind of starts starting to pick up the pace and closing this gap. Caution. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I think Nick Schell's out of it. Oh no. Justin McMahon, I'm so sorry saying you didn't have a chance because now is your time. Holy cow. You will be able to re-engage this race after being so far off the lead. Holy cow. Over 20 seconds off the lead here. And he's going to be able to get clumped back up in the top 10. And we are probably going to have about a 4-lap shootout here to the end. Holy cow. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and cut away and see exactly what happened to Nick Schell to cause this caution. Alright, this should be a nice quick one here. It was a single car spin out here. Let's take a look at Nick Schell in the Camaro on the bottom. Black, orange, and white machine. Here he comes. Oh, man, don't touch the apron. So he gets going here. Looks like it loosens him up a little bit. Daniel Wilkerson sees it happen. Oh. Yeah, Wilkerson gets a little pop here. But Wilkerson able to survive. Schell is around. And this is where we found him. Takes through the grass. A little more money. Oh. A little more money for the landscape crew. So now the big question. Who decides to pit? As we see a couple of guys. Justin McMahon coming down. Jacob Reeves, David Halsey, Steve Gerber, Jackson Lomax. These are guys not pitting. Christopher Schaefer, Renstedel, Tyler Mollett not pitting. Everybody else is. Holy cow. So the fastest guys on the track are about to be on the back half of the field. Let's see what the race off pit road's going to be here. Interesting enough, Robinson taking tires here. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Matthew Robinson sitting in pit. I bet you he sped in. Oh, no. We've been talking about Matthew Robinson a whole bunch tonight. Somebody might think this one's favoritism. Right now, he is sitting down pit. 40 seconds now in the box. Holy cow. This may have flipped his race. So right now, this last shootout here is going to be it. Where they decide to rotate around and come in. We'll have to see. Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and talk about our front three now. Pace car lights are still on. Jason Miz, Jacob Reeves, David Holsey, 1, 2, and 3. Steve Gerber sitting 4th, and Jackson Lomax. These guys were way, way in the back. Are now here in the front. I would definitely have my feelers up right now, seeing that the top top 8 cars have not pit. This is going to be pretty crazy here. So what we have here is the amount of pit stops these guys did and the laps they came in on. And that's the gain they have on the track. Talk about Jason Miz here, up 24 positions there on the outside. He'll be starting actually on the inside here on the restart. So this is going to be a pretty tight run here to the end. Holy cow. Yeah, right now Johnathan Jennings is already working with his teammates here. Surrounded by good company with Hunter Simpson and Kevin Powell all around him here. And this is going to be really where he... This is going to be where they kind of kick it in high gear. So everybody don't go away. I know we are under caution. We've had more equal amount of cautions that we have had this race to the entire season so far. And we're going to cross our fingers and hope there's not another one here. But we'll give it a shot. This is going to be tight. This is going to be tight. Taking a look at the points here, we will have a couple green-white checkers. If it has to come down to it, I would probably say not. I think this is probably going to be some of the hardest racing you guys have seen. Green flag is out. Restart on Jason Miz goes flawlessly here, but Jacob Reeves definitely read that start. No jump on that one. Dustin Renstedt looks like he jumps to the outside. Outside line has been successful most of the race. Second half it wasn't. Renstedt and Schaefer side by side, trying to see if they can push Reeves to the front. Last time these guys pit was way back when. Jacob Reeves, he's only pit twice. 9.5 second pit stall time for him last run on 38. So his tires are about the entire length of this race. And so far, so good. He's sitting second. Oh, no! Jackson Lomax got way loose coming out of that turn. No caution here. How is there no caution? 2 to go. There it is. How was there no caution? I was going to say, that went a lot longer than I thought. I think we got a few drivers that you wouldn't expect down. I'm showing Eddie Rivers, Kevin Powell, Daniel Wilkerson. All these guys just got smoked out of this one. Kevin Powell, probably with his worst finish here, now sitting into the 15th position. We'll check and see if he's got any damage to his car with that drone footage. Nothing out there. Everything looks A-okay. Maybe he slowed down or got off the track. Let's go ahead and cut down and see what happened here. Would question what in the world is going on tonight. Taking a look here at the top. We saw how this went before. kind of around the turn where we saw Jackson Lomax here on the inside line try to rotate up. I think he rotated too fast because it got way, way loose on him here. Caught Kevin Thompson. But you would think these two were A-okay. But I don't know if something continued happening on down the line as these two spun out. I think everything A-okay. Says Wilkerson may have had a problem farther on down the track. There was a second contact here toward the front. See if we can find out what in the world happened here, because it looked like the 94 got pinched with Chris Schaefer here. So turn one already taking on the rest of the field here by taking matters in their own hands. I don't know if the 23 came down, the 94 came up. And this is the second knock. I think this is what brought the caution out. So let's try to stick with 71 as Stutzman. See the 91 of Johnathan Jennings getting a lick here. There's Kevin Powell taking that shot. McMahon's next to the side of Schaefer here. 13 back up onto the track. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, we got a few drivers out there that are going to be kind of questioned after this one. I know maybe, I would say no penalty points have been divvied out at all for this entire race, for the entire season so far. I know we're on the fourth race, and you can't say the entire season, but for the season so far, there have been no penalty points. There may be some divvied out after this one. Jackson Lomax just made a very aggressive move, slid around. I don't know out there, Sean Thompson. I don't know. If it was on purpose, it looked like he came way up the track, overcorrected, and it slid that car around. I didn't see where he came down and got tires. He was one of the guys there in the top 9, so that didn't go well. Let's check out there as well. Looks like Matthew Robinson ended up happening. Out there in the chat, Matthew Robinson said his son hit him with a toy golf club on the corner of 3 and 4 under caution, and he lost it, smacked the wall, 4 minutes of optional repairs. Oh my gosh. Man. Well, I think Matthew Robinson's still on the lead lap here. He's going to get a little bit of that squared away. Right now, I think we're getting ready to double stack again. Jason Miz, Jacob Reeves here in the front. They're going to give this another shot, green-white checkered here to the end. Right now, the only driver surviving from Turn 1 racing is Dustin Rensettle, sitting 7th. They got still a lot more work to do here. I think they may or may not be out of the run here. I would say right now, maybe Miz, Reeves, and Hulsey and Gerber should think about joining a team. Right now, all 4 of these drivers up here do not have a team here in the Doghouse Racing League. So maybe they should clump together here, because right now they're looking pretty solid. Miz is up 24, Reeves up 5, Hulsey up 14, and Steve Gerber up 10 positions. And give it to Christopher Simon. You know, he has made it up here 19 positions in the 35 Toyota for Shoney's Racing here. You know, and and we saw him on the outside line, and and marched all the way back, and you know, and now here he is back up front. But let's try this one more time. See if we can give it another shot. Not sure what's going on back there. It looks like there's a little bit of a mix-up here. They have to wave a black flag. I think somebody, Jackson Lomax, trying to get back in line here. Don't know quite what happened. Let's rotate our way back up front and see who's going to win this race. David Hulsey sitting 2nd. Jacob Reeves not getting any help from Hunter Simpson here on the outside. Gonna need some help to get pushed. Look like Gerber ducked on out. See if we can rotate and get in that Goodyear blimp here from the top. There we go. Jacob Reeves finally getting the push here from Hunter Simpson. Hunter Simpson on the outside, definitely trying to take his time, place this shot, because he's going to need to make it a good one. White flag when we cross the line. Oh, here comes the stack up. Watch Simpson give a shove to Reeves. Reeves now out in front. Reeves leads the lap. Hunter Simpson's got to get a couple more, but 3 wide here in the back. Dustin Renstedel on the inside. He's going to be in a lot of trouble here, as it looks like Justin McMahon falls to the back. Hunter Simpson with the crossover. That's exactly what I was waiting for. Quick little shove there to Jacob Reeves, and now Hunter Simpson in the front. He's trying to go back-to-back with a win here. Right now, the 7 of Jason Miz definitely giving him one heck of a push. Back of the field, here they come. Number 57 of David Halsey has got the run. Halsey around. Oh, that's going to take out the rest of the field. Oh, that's going to take out the rest of the field. Oh, no. All right, let's rotate back up front, see who's going to win it. David Halsey to the outside. Turn! Hunter Simpson's going to win the race by a last lap spin. Halsey ended up 3rd. Jacob Reeves was 4th. Justin McMahon 5th. Christopher Berger ended up 6th. Holy cow. We're going to let this cool down a little bit before we bring anybody here into the booth. That was a nasty, nasty spin here. And we're going to head back and figure out what and why that happened right here at the end. I don't know kind of how it clumped together right at the end of this whole show here. But that was a massive spin here. And collected just about every driver out there on the track. I don't think there was one that really escaped this one in any name of the sense. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Matthew Pyle is saying it's wild. Sean Thompson. Yeah, this is a pretty nasty wreck here. So I want to take a look. Gerber rotates up. Reeves trying to shoot the gap and hooks the 7. Gerber finishes the deal, but this is what kills it. If the 7 had gone off the track, I don't think everything would have survived here. Yeah, we'll stay with Jason Miz here because I think he's just in the middle of it. Dustin Renstedel's really getting hammered. I think that's the 36. He's underneath all of it. There's Matthew Robinson trying to squeak out. Him and Wilkerson get caught. Look at this. What in the world is going on here? The 96 gets caught. Now let's rotate back up to Halsey. This is where right here at the end. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Let's see Hunter Simpson. Let's take a look inside his cab. I've got to know here. I've got to know. I don't know. I'll take a look at it from this angle as you see the carnage behind him. Good Lord. Yep. You see Hunter Simpson rotate up the track, catch the 57 here. Wow. Yeah, I can't say that was exactly the cleanest racing I've seen here out of Doghouse, but definitely the toughest. Hunter Simpson comes away with his 2nd in a row here. Chris Leftwich was 2nd up, 21 positions. Not too bad out of the Shoney's Racing team. And David Halsey ended up 3rd. Fantastic job out of these guys getting their way up to the front. That was awesome. That was awesome. Alrighty. If you guys hang on just a little bit, don't go away. We'll get caught back up to the rest of our guys out there tonight. And we'll have a little chat and kind of, like I said, I want to give David Halsey just a second here to kind of calm it down just a little bit because I think he's probably going to have some words. But we'll be right here and let's have a chat with our race winners. All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys hanging on there for just a moment. We got our third place finisher chase down here. David Hulsey in the 57 Chevrolet. What a wild race it was here right at the end. Talk to me a little bit about it.
I'll tell you what, man, it was great. We had a pretty good truck. I had a little bit of help from Steve Gerber there, and we were staying together, and we had a good run there, and we left my eyes out to dry there, and looked like we were going to go for the win there, and got turned in the left rear quarter there.
Yeah, definitely. It was a huge pile up behind you, but it looked like it was going to be the shootout between the two of you guys. And I would say, especially at these plate tracks, that getting guys side by side and actually having, if the big one does happen and the two guys shooting it out right at the end really, makes everybody pucker up, kind of, that go, 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 go. And that was it was close there right at the end. I know it wasn't quite the one to get. Have you thought about starting the team yet? I know a bunch of you guys free agents up here. 1, 2, 3, and 4 there at the restart.
Yeah, we had a team in the truck series this year. Unfortunately, with my schedule, I wasn't able to race a bunch of the races. But yeah, we may have a team. We may put a team together for this deal.
All right, man. Definitely awesome race. Hey, you end up with a week off. What are you gonna do?
Hey, we're racing trucks this weekend in another league, so looking forward to that. But man, I appreciate you guys putting on a good show, man, and I always enjoy racing in this league, and I appreciate you guys put on a good show for us. So,
All right, man. Atlanta Motor Speedway. You guys head back to the old track. No super speedway for you. So give me a shout outs and let's get you ready for that track.
All right, bud. You all have a wonderful evening, and thank you again.
All right, appreciate it.
Hey, bud.
All right, David Hulsey there, second place off the hook. Definitely a tough run for him here tonight. Let's go ahead and grab our second place finisher here tonight. Chris Leftwich, definitely man on the move. Chris Leftwich, 21 positions you gained here tonight. Do you think you'd be here to, where you stand tonight?
Oh no, most definitely not. I even lost the draft at one point.
Yeah, definitely. We kind of watch you, kind of shuffling around there here in the back, but still, Chevrolets prevail 1, 2, and 3 here in this race. Actually, all the way back to the fifth position. What was the key to staying out of that big mess here at the end?
Oh, I just waited for the right time to start making my move, and then when it was probably about I don't even know how many laps was to go, but there was a caution that came out, and I went in and just took a splash of fuel and got back up in line, and then next thing you know, we went back to green, and everybody started wrecking again.
Well, I guess somebody parted the seas for you, man, because I just don't know. I mean, that pileup looked like it collected just about every driver, and you were able to squeak right on through. So, man, this worked out perfectly for you. We leave this race, but we head to the old Atlanta, the 2008, so we're not going to be heading to the Super Speedway. Do you feel more comfortable with that track compared to the Super Speedway?
Almost definitely, but yeah, you got to watch out for the exit of turn 4, especially at that track. She's pretty slick there, but other than that, no, I prefer that track over the super speedways any day of the week. It's just it's the luck of the draw with super speedways, but it actually takes some talent and some skill to drive them old tracks. They get slippery.
All righty, taking a look at the points right now, you are sitting 11th with a 10th place, with a second place finish. This should slide you way into the top 10. You got to be feeling pretty good about that. I know, and a lot of drivers are aiming for that top 10 spot here this weekend, man. But dude, give me your shout outs, man. I'm so glad to see you up here.
Oh, I would like to give a shout out to my dad. He couldn't make the race this week. He's out of town working, and he was watching the race, so I'd like to give a shout out to him. He's a big part of the team, and he's been sponsoring this league for us for the last 2 years, so I really appreciate him doing that, and I appreciate Daniel also for hosting the league and all the effort he puts into it and all the admins. I really do appreciate it, and just everybody here's a great driver. They're all good drivers, man. I'd like to give a shout out to every last one of them. It's just it's luck of the draw, I guess. It's super speedway racing. You never know who's going to win these things.
Oh yeah, well, definitely it gets pretty close, but depending on where you are on the track, that's where it's going to be. Chris Leftwich in the 13 Chevrolet. Great job tonight.
All right, thank you, buddy.
All right, everybody, that is going to do it for 1 and 2. None other than the race winner. Back-to-back wins here so far for Hunter Simpson. Able to square another one off here. Hunter Simpson, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, what a wild race it was here. Good thing always out in front. You didn't get caught up in that last tangle up there.
Yes, sir. I tried to get to the front as soon as I could throughout the whole race, and I just kept getting stuck in traffic and just having bad luck. So I tried to play it smart with the last pit stop and took advice from my teammates and listen to them, and I just try to stay out of trouble.
All right, well, hard to say you got any bad luck. This will be a back-to-back win, Kentucky and now Daytona. Unfortunately, your hot streak will end with a week off, but we head to Atlanta, the older style one. I expect to see another driver from Elite Southern Motorsports make it into the podium position there.
You can only hope for that, and we'll see how the results stand with how everything ended. But that accident on the last lap coming to the line, I genuinely did not mean to hit him. I was trying to side draft, and it went completely wrong, and I apologize to him for the incident.
Yeah, taking a look here from the outside, I wasn't sure. It looked like you tried to close the gap just a little too much, though. And I think there was another driver, I believe it was Jackson Lomax in the 96, who caused the one caution, slid way up high and just overcorrected a little bit, just kind of drifted a little farther up. But, man, dude, still, regardless, your Chevrolet is just seeming to find the right place at the right time and getting your way to the front. I mean, how confident are you feeling in the rest of this season coming up that you'll be able to kind of run them down here?
I'm feeling good. We always try our best as a team, and I always just do my best to try and improve each race and learn, and hopefully all of it comes together for an amazing season.
All right, man. Well, I'm excited to see what you got coming up. Go ahead and give me your shout-outs here.
I want to thank you for the broadcast. It's a blast to watch it every week. Daniel and all the admins for the league, all my teammates, John, Adam, Corey, Kevin, Jacob, Matt, John, all of them. They've been a big help to this number 5 Chevy.
All righty, Hunter Simpson, congratulations on the win tonight, and I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.
I'll see you. Thank you.
All right, everybody, and that's going to do it here for tonight here at the Doghouse Racing League. Was a questionable one as we are taking the spin here. He did say he was trying to side draft. It did look like that, just a big overcorrection. So I expect to see Hunter Simpson help David Halsey a little bit later in the season, try to push him to the win. Appreciate all you guys out there in the chat sticking around all this time. And also a big shout out there to Young Gun Creations and Shoney's out there for sponsoring the league and this broadcasting team. We will see you guys all next time but for tonight, that'll be it. SimTracksBroadcasting.com. You can see what we've got coming up as well. Graceland Shootout Series is where we're going to next on Saturday. Hope to see you guys there. Be well, be safe, be kind, and you know what? I'll see you guys next time.